an afterthought.
Let's go. Come on. It'll be fun. It looks like it's just me today. There's a beautiful pool at this campsite we're staying at. Trent and I just finished a really wonderful yoga session. I'm gonna try to cool off in this water. It's hot and humid here in Peru. Trent does not seem to want to join me. I'm gonna see if anybody else wants to come hang out in the water with me. Are you going in the water? Yay! Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Good morning, everyone. We are in Peru, outside of a town that nobody knows how to pronounce. J-A-E-N.
Jaén.
Jaén.
Jaén?
Jaén?
Jaén.
Either way, we're in Peru.
I like that you can't say Peru. You say Peru,
Peru,
Ecuador,
Ecuador,
Nicaragua,
Colombia,
Colombia. You can't just say Colombia.
Costa Rica. Yeah,
You can't be American. You gotta. Colombia?
they're all American.
You're sorry. It's such a hard habit to break. I know that this is all North, Central, and South America, but it's just ingrained into United States citizens' minds that they live in America, which is such an arrogant mindset. We know that. We're trying to break it. So if we say that we're from America, we apologize. We're trying not to say that.
We know we're from the United States of America. We know they're all America, but sometimes it slips and we say that we're from America.
Anyway, we're in Peru now. We made a big puppy this morning, and it did not
turn out very good.
Did not turn out how we wanted it to.
Our last loaf was really tight and it exploded out the top. This loaf was really flat like a pancake and it got burnt.
But we're gonna serve it to our friends anyway.
The next loaf is gonna be perfect. I'm just re-fine tuning everything.
He says that every time.
Good.
Yeah?
I like it.
It's kind of like ciabatta, huh?
Yes.
It's,
Yes.
It's not supposed to be like ciabatta, but it just came out like ciabatta.
Nice. Luca and Sarah from Leave Everything and Wander are traveling with us today, and they made us a little bit of breakfast. Thank you guys for breakfast.
You're welcome, guys.
Wow.
Call me out, tiger. Call me out, why don't you laugh?
Well, breakfast was delicious. Thanks to Sarah for making that delicious scramble. Luckily, I've got some bread left over. I'm gonna snack on this while we drive because we have a very, very long trip ahead of us. Peru is huge.
Lift me up higher above the clouds, won't you love? When the scenery is right, go right in. I wanna fall deep within. Don't leave me hanging just 'cause I'm too proud. Whisper away my outdated doubts. Somebody do me the courtesy, dress me down.
We pretty much drove for 8 hours today. Northern Peru is very vast and extremely different than most of the places that we've been to. We traversed through all these different climates and these giant mountains and went up and down, and now we are parked right on the ocean in a little town that doesn't really have much to offer. A lot of people skip northern Peru, and that means they drive pretty much from like Lima all the way into Ecuador without doing anything or having any fun. And we're starting to realize why, and that's because there's just not a lot going on in northern Peru.
Actually, that's not true. There are some amazing parts of northern Peru, but they're very much off the beaten path. So you have to leave the Pan-American Highway and drive deep into the jungle or deep into the mountains off that main road and then backtrack in order to go do cool things.
Which is true. So each one of these activities that you would want to do is like an extra 10 or 15 hours of driving for one activity that's up in the mountains. This can present a problem. So we have come down to the coast. We're parked right on the beach. It's nighttime. It's been dark for a few hours. We're making some dinner. Allie is making a delicious chicken, tomato, onion, pesto pasta. We're making pasta for the Italians again. It's gonna be really delicious. That's the time for the pasta. Let's eat.
Wow, guys. It's amazing.
Hola, vecinos.
Thank you. Oh, it was super quick.
This is fresh Parmesan.
Wow.
You can grate on yourself if you like.
From the
Oh,
bed,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
could smell.
And look, I was
Pesto.
You guys probably can't tell, but if you look in that window right there, our van is about 6 inches away from their window, so we could just hand the bowls through the window. Perfect.
What do you guys think of this town that we're parked in?
It's sketchy. That's why we park so close to each other, so we are safe, or at least we felt safe.
I have to say, my first impression with the Peruvianos, it's not the best. I already got insulted
A few times.
a few times, but
They are quite different. I don't know, because we are just here since few days, but they are more aggressive, probably.
Yeah.
Rude.
And I think that the people here are like, they're living a lot tougher of a life than a lot of the places that we've been. Like most of the houses here are made out of bricks that are made out of dirt. So like they're literally living in houses made of dirt, and they don't have any money, and it's like a very, I'm not saying that all Peruvians don't have money or anything like that, but
Just where we've been.
we've been to some places that are like really poor. This place that we're in right now, really poor, so we just got to kind of watch our backs.
We're definitely excited to continue to experience the local Peruvian culture and see more of what they have to offer. But right now, I'm really thankful that we're traveling with friends. Strength in numbers, you know?
And with our friends, we're going to enjoy this meal, and we'll catch you guys in the morning. Well, it looks like the burner that's inside our oven came unscrewed and fell out, and it might have broken. The place where the gas goes through to light the burner inside the stove, it looks like it might have cracked. I'm gonna do my best to try and fix it, but this might be the end of the gingerbread man.
oh baby.
No way.
I fixed it.
Are you sure?
I mean, no, but it looks like it's fixed. We'll see if that works. I think it's gonna work. We woke up, we got our yoga done, we had a cup of coffee. Well, we actually had coffee first. Then we did yoga. Then we decided to hit the road. We had about 12 or 13 hours of driving to get to Lima. Lima is basically the next stop on our route.
We're enjoying the northern Peruvian coastline drive today. So we basically crossed through a bunch of mountains yesterday, and today we're driving straight south along the coast for many, many kilometers until we get to Lima. And if you know us, you know on long drives we listen to a ton of podcasts. Well, actually, a ton of the same podcast. I'm a huge fan of all these different podcasts, Freakonomics, Radio Lab. Trent loves Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is actually really nice for long drives because his podcasts are like 2 hours, 3 hours, sometimes even 4 hours long. So it kind of like gets you into a nice groove if you have a really long drive. But we're definitely on a Joe Rogan binge right now.
Which is good. He usually has people on that are really interesting. You learn something. That's why I like listening to him. It's not necessarily for Joe Rogan himself, it's for the guests. Anybody that listens to long form podcasts, you understand what I'm talking about. Oh, tornado.
Tornado?
Little dirt devil. As you guys can see, it's extremely dry and dirty and dusty here. We just exited one of the tiny little towns that we went through. The towns here are extremely poor. Very, very humbling and eye-opening to go through areas like this. Right here, there's not a lot of it, but most of the drive, there's been huge sand dunes and mountains just made of sand and dirt and just no vegetation. Here, it looks like they're trying to do a lot of farming, so I'm not sure where the water comes from, but there's actually green stuff here. Most of the drive today has been extremely brown. Another 8-hour drive in the books, luckily filled with good company and great snacks. Most drives we take, the landscape doesn't really change all that much. However, today, We woke up in a completely new environment. A beautiful beach, all to ourselves.
Good morning, everybody. We just woke up. We're here in the little beach town of Tortugas Bay, Turtle Bay, outside of Chimbote. We've been driving for what seems like days. We really didn't want to rush through northern Peru, and we're trying to just like explore each of these cool coastal towns as we get to Lima. They're a little bit dangerous. I didn't really know much about Peru. My thought of Peru was like, oh, it's gonna be really beautiful, amazing people, Inca ruins, a lot of archaeology and history and culture, mountains, llamas, and that's all true, but there is also another side to Peru that I wasn't really aware of. And it turns out the northern part of Peru, until you get to Lima, is a little bit dangerous. There are a lot of warnings on iOverlander of armed robbery, armed assault, a lot of warnings to not stop in certain towns, to not get out even when you're getting gas. So it's really nice that we're driving with another couple. Strength in numbers, always better that way. But we're starting to realize that there's a reason people drive straight through northern Peru to get to Lima. We actually found a really nice safe spot to park last night. We're in this beautiful little beach cove and no one bothered us last night. So far, so good. It also helps that we're parked like as close as possible to Sarah and Luca's truck. Drinking our coffee, gearing up to start driving for the day. Hopefully we'll make it to Lima.
We've got about 1,000 kilometers in the past 3 days. That is quite the road trip to take. It's been fun. It's been different. We've seen climates on this drive that we haven't seen pretty much since Mexico. I've been having a great time, but I cannot wait to get to Lima. Lima's gonna be really cool, or at least we're anticipating it to be really cool. And after Lima is one of the most famous ruins in the world that I'm super excited for. Machu Picchu, baby. We hope you guys had an awesome time coming along on this road trip with us. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments for us. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Adios, guys.